And now, from BuckeyeTV studio, it's time for Campus View with your host, Paige Reynolds.
Welcome. Thank you for joining me. We have a lot of exciting topics to cover today. Let's meet our guest. We have Maddie Gehring.
Hi.
Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
I'm Maddie. I'm a third year here and I'm majoring in journalism.
And then Sarah.
Hi, I'm Sarah. I'm a fourth year strategic communication major with a minor in media production and analysis.
Yeah.
And I'm Jarrett. I'm a fifth year communication technology and design student with a minor in media production analysis.
Yeah. Thank you guys for being here with me today. We have a big known topic to cover, the pandemic, of which we're all living through. So let's find out what you guys are going through and living through. So what is maybe the biggest thing that's changed since it started for you?
I would say just my whole lifestyle has kind of changed. I can't really go to the gym anymore. I have to work out at home. I did an internship last semester that was completely remote, and it's just hard to have the motivation to do stuff. And then actually over Christmas break, I got COVID. So just having to quarantine through the holidays and not being able to see your older relatives just kind of sucks. But we're working through it.
Yeah, that's definitely hard.
Yeah.
What about you, Sarah?
Similar to Maddie, I had COVID over the holiday break, and it was not really what I expected, but it was a little more than what I expected, I guess. But yeah, it's changed my lifestyle. I had an internship last summer that had to be canceled, and it was just sort of everything was uprooted from your life, and it was hard, but we can do it. We'll get through it.
You have to figure out a way.
Yeah.
And you, Jared?
I think it's hard to even remember what it was like before at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, when they said new normal, they really meant new normal. I had COVID back in September, and since then, all of my family's had it, so we pretty much, we don't really live in fear or anything like that, so we're pretty much, I'd say, back to normal besides having to wear a mask everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. So you all mentioned you had COVID before. That's really interesting because I haven't met anyone that I know personally who's had it. So did any of you guys have major symptoms?
I didn't really have that many symptoms. I think I lost my smell for a day, and then I came back and I was just tired and had the chills. I felt like I had a cold, but other than that, I had no other symptoms.
Yeah, that's good.
I had a little bit more than that. I lost my sense of taste and smell about 2 days after I tested positive. And my taste, I would say, is fully back, but my smell is still a little weak. But at first it was fine, but towards the end of my quarantine or my self-isolation, I broke out in hives and didn't know why, but yeah, they said that was also a symptom of COVID.
Yeah. So are you all good now?
Yep, I'm good now.
Yeah, that's good. What about you, Jared?
I didn't have a cough or anything like they said that you would. I felt really fatigued. I definitely lost my sense of smell and taste. I still don't really have a sense of smell, but I didn't have the strongest sense of smell anyway, so it's not too much of a loss.
For sure. So were you getting just a regular test and it came back positive? Or how did you find out?
I actually found out because my two best friends that I live with texted me and they're like, we have COVID, you should probably go get tested. And then I went and got tested, and that next day, before I even got my results back, I lost my sense of smell, so I was like, I have to have it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
For sure.
For me, I went home for Thanksgiving break, and I was just going to stay with my parents for a few days, and my dad started to feel pretty bad, and he went and got tested and came back positive, and then I started to have minor symptoms, so I just thought better to be safe than sorry, and then I found out that I tested positive as well. But yeah.
That's good.
A friend of mine actually tested positive, and then I had a random test scheduled 2 days later, so which worked out pretty well because then it came back positive. So
Yeah, that's good. So let's talk a little bit about masks. So now we all have to wear them no matter where you are, where you're going. What do you guys like that? Do you think it's a good preventative? How do you feel about it?
I hated it at first, like absolutely hated it. I think walking in the snow, it's better because it keeps my face warm.
Yeah.
But it's just kind of a small thing that I'll suck it up and do. I mean, I don't like it. I got like the mask knee when I first started wearing it, but I mean, it's better than being sick, I guess. So I'll just wear it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see it as a lot of people, a lot of doctors are telling me that it's preventative and you should do it, so I'm just going to listen to them. But I mean, I don't think anyone enjoys it.
Yeah.
It is inconvenient, but if they tell me to do it and that it's in my best interest and everyone's best interest, then I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
I used to think it was a much bigger deal than it actually is. Nowadays, it's really not that big a deal to just put it on for an hour and a half. I feel more bad for like healthcare workers and even like restaurant workers who have to wear it for 12, 13 hours a day for the entire shift, and then also hear customers complaining in one ear about how they have to wear it before they sit down and stuff like that. So it's really not a big a deal for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
So
was, sorry, that was my thing for, my sister-in-law is a respiratory therapist, and she would always send me Snapchats of her nose and face bruised, and I'm like, if they can dress in full PPE, I can wear a cloth mask over my
Right.
face for a couple of hours. So,
Yeah. So Jarrett, with you wearing glasses, do you ever tend to
Drop
have
them?
them
Yeah.
fog up?
All the time.
Yeah.
They fall off my ears. I have a weird shaped head and my glasses don't really fit it, so
Yeah.
the mask doesn't help. It falls off my head all the time. They fog up. That's the worst part. But I don't have
Yeah.
contacts, so I don't have a choice.
Do you have any tips to make it not? Do you do anything special?
Sometimes I'll do that. Go right over the
Yeah.
glasses. And then, especially like when I'm working, it doesn't fall off.
Yeah, that's a good tip. So, with all of you guys having it, is there any concern that you have that you might get it again, or are you okay with it now?
Don't we have like the antibodies for like 3 months or something like that? So I feel a lot better that I've already had it, and then my parents already had it. So it was just kind of like, okay, like everyone's had it, didn't really have bad symptoms. But I mean, definitely after my 3-month period, I'll probably get a little bit more freaked out if I get it again. But
Yeah, for sure.
yes, I agree with that. I'm coming up on my like 3-month antibody sort of thing, but I'm always still concerned about getting it again. Mostly, not really about feeling bad and like having symptoms, but just spreading it to other people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Jared?
have no concern whatsoever getting it again. I'm well past the 3 months,
Yeah.
and I still, like, even if I do get it again, I know it'll be not as bad because I will have at least some antibodies in my body.
Yeah.
So if it's any less bad than it was before, then it doesn't really matter to me.
Yeah. That's good and great to hear. Well, there you have it. 3 people who have conquered COVID-19. That wraps up our first segment for today. Stick around for more interesting topics to talk about today.